my beautiful people? My name is Reese Jones. I'm an ultra runner, and I want to talk about 3 things to help you run when you're not motivated. These are things that are going to help you get your run in either way. And these are things I use pretty often when I'm not feeling like running. But before we get into it, I just want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Reese Jones. I'm an ultra runner. I've ran 300-mile races. I ran 10 marathons in 10 days, 5 50Ks in 5 days. I've set a couple course records at a couple ultras here in St. George, Utah, and I'm on a mission to help people stay injury-free, enjoy the sport of running more, and just get fitter faster, or at least feel like they're enjoying this amazing sport. And so let's get into this video so you guys can learn from me on some things that I've learned over the 10 plus years of running that help me get after it when I'm not as motivated. So let's get into this. So the first thing is meditation. And what I'm going to talk about is a little more woo-woo, and if you're not used to this stuff, just skip 45 seconds and move on to the next tip. But I think this is something that has helped me. And when I say meditate, what I mean is one of the things I do is I meditate on the feeling of race day and really what it's going to feel like when I cross that finish line, when I set that course record, when I hit that PR. Because when you sit with this feeling and feel as best as you can what it'll feel like and see what it would look like and hear the sounds you would hear, when you do that, you get this energy. And again, this might sound woo-woo, but I promise you, don't knock it till you try it. This is something I do to get myself in a higher vibrational state so I want to get out and run. Or you can meditate on what it'd be like to fit, lose weight, achieve your goal, whatever it is. But if you'll humor me for just a minute, close your eyes. If you're not driving, close your eyes. And I want you to think about whatever you have planned in front of you. What kind of race do you have? What distance is it? Are you going for a PR? Are you trying to finish the distance for the first time? Or maybe you're just wanting to race because you love racing. And I want you to tune into what it'd be like on race day, what it's like to be there with the energy of the crowd, what it's like when the gun goes off and everyone's just rushing forward. And I want you to experience what it's like when you cross that finish line, when you have achieved your goal and you've spent all that time in training to accomplish whatever you're after. What would you see at that finish line? What are maybe some of the sounds you would hear? Is there anything else that you would notice as you achieve your goal that day? And so if you're closing your eyes, go ahead and open your eyes. And just doing a simple exercise like that, if you are really tuning into that and you're trying to tune into every sense that you would feel throughout finishing that race, I promise you, you probably feel a little bit better, or at least feel the energy. And so this is something I'll do before runs if I'm not feeling it. I'm going to maybe meditate for 60 seconds, maybe it's 5 minutes, and I'm going to try and feel what it's like to accomplish my goal. And when you have that feeling, it's pretty hard not to go out and run. So it's a very powerful tool. For those of you sleeping on it, you're missing out because this is something that can help you get back into a motivated state to go running. But let's move on to the second thing. So joining a run club or running with people in general is an amazing resource. This is something I didn't realize for the first 2 years of running for me. And once I realized that there's power in running with a group of people, I definitely got after my training a little more, or just on days I knew I wasn't going to feel motivated, I got people to run with me. So just run with people. I mean, when you're with the pack and you can chat, or even if you're not chatting, it's really hard to kind of avoid your run if you're planning on going with someone. But if you go to Facebook, you can find run groups, or even if you Google local running clubs, most cities have running groups or clubs, or most people are looking for people to run with. So if you can find a group or maybe one other person and you're hitting your alarm for 6 a.m., you wake up and you know you're going to meet someone in an hour or 30 minutes, it's really hard to skip out on that run. So it's going to help you get after it. Even if it's not the most enjoyable thing in the world, at least you got your training in. And I've started group runs not wanting to be there, and I've just felt amazing a couple miles in once I get into conversation. So running with people or joining a run club is definitely something that can help you when you're not as motivated. And let's talk about one more. Don't listen to music on every run. So this is something I've talked about in other videos, but if you're running with music every single run, you're missing out on the potential mental gains of being able to combat the inner demons or that little bitch voice that's telling you to quit. And so when you don't listen to music every run, you get used to running without music. when you use it, it's much more powerful. If you're listening to the same songs every time, or you always have music in, and then you're having an off day, that music, for me, I've noticed doesn't make a difference. But I don't usually run with music. So when I go out and I need a little boost and I go out and listen to music, I feel a little more of a boost because I'm not used to always having earbuds in with blasting music. So this is something that sets you up for success. It may suck today because you like your music, but it sets you up for success when you have days that you weren't going to run. You put in some music, it gets you out the door. So that's something that I do. It might be hard to let go of your music, but if you want to set yourself up for success when you're not feeling motivated, you got to remove the music now. So when you use it, it's much more powerful. And I include this last little bonus tip: caffeinate like you're trying to see God. Some days you just gotta shotgun a Monster Energy drink or a Rain Energy drink or Red Bull, whatever is your thing, 3 cups of coffee. And sometimes you gotta over caffeinate that bitch so you get out there. So this is something I've done plenty of times. I'm not saying it's the best thing. I'm not saying you should do it every run, but sometimes you just need a little extra something. And if you caffeinate like you're trying to see God, I promise you, you're not going to want to sit at home. You're wanting to get out there and run. So consider that if you need it. I appreciate your time. I know it's super valuable. If you like running stories or you want more tips from my perspective, consider hitting that subscribe button. If not, that's okay. I appreciate the view nonetheless. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.